TD-2 for the Object 260 has been the most difficult TD mission for me to complete. The reason is that in addition to the 5,000 damage requirement to qualify for this mission, you also need to damage 3 internal modules or crew members in enemy tanks. And with the small selection of tank destroyers that I have, that's going to consistently output 5,000 damage, which is really the Jagdpanzer E100 that I'm driving here, or the Jagdtiger. You're really doing that damage with AP rounds, and if you're firing gold, you're doing damage with APCR, and so that you don't have heat at your disposal, or HESH like some of the British tank destroyers do. In fact, probably the easiest tank to do this mission in is with the British 183 tank destroyer, because it does fire HESH and will damage modules all day. The other thing that makes it difficult is you really don't know during the match if you are damaging internal modules. There's a ton of modules or that you can damage on a tank that simply don't qualify for the mission. And without Eagle Eye on your crew, which in my opinion is a wasted crew skill, you really don't know. And so you could do 5k damage. In fact, I've done 8k damage in my Jagdpanzer E100. Got out of the match thinking I completed this mission and realized that the only modules that I damaged were tracks, even though I didn't really track anybody in the match. So this is a difficult mission to do, just because you don't really have a good idea of whether or not you're doing what you need to do during the mission. So the strategy that I found gave me the best chance was to get my 5k damage and then just start spamming HE. And when you're spamming HE, you're not necessarily trying to fully damage the tank per se. What you're trying to do is hit areas that you think or know are going to have a crew or module on the end of it. Now you're going to see that I'm going to get 5k damage with relative ease here. On this particular map, you can see all of the heavies are doing what they normally do, and bunching up in the top quadrant of the map, and I'm in good position to just take advantage as they push on us. And we don't really have a lot of forces. I can't explain what my team is doing here. We don't really have a lot of forces up here, so they're just going to keep peeking and poking. Now, I do apologize, because normally you would see the personal mission helper mod on my left-hand side of the screen to track the state of the mission. That mod is not updated for 9.16 yet, so that mod is not running. So I can't show you the actual damage that I've done so far. And it turns out that in 9.16, despite the fact that you get a damage meter as part of the default UI, that damage meter doesn't show up when you're viewing replays, which is what this is. So I'm just mentally tracking the damage here. I assume that I'm at something like 3,400 damage this early in the match. That's a good thing, particularly with a big enemy HP pool left over. And you can see I'm going to have a few heavies right in front of me that they're going to make this easy to complete. So I missed a shot there, which was unfortunate, because that probably would have put me pretty close to the 5k mark that I need to meet. But again, there's enough HP pool in front of me that I'm still going to get this done with relative ease. This shot right here is going to put me at roughly 4,400 damage, maybe 4,500 damage, and I just need one more shot to get that 5k portion done, which I'm going to do in just a second. Now, as soon as I get over 5k, I think this shot that's coming up on the E75 is going to put me at 5,500 damage. I'm immediately going to switch to HE. In fact, you can see I'm just queuing up HE right now in anticipation of doing that 5k damage, and the shot on the E100 puts me at roughly 5,500 damage for the overall match. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the aftermarket or after-match report to show you exactly the modules that I damaged, because I was so excited that I completed the mission that I completely spaced out in terms of hitting the Shadow Play record button. But strangely enough, I don't think that I'm actually at the 3 internal modules required, even though I've just put an HE shot into that E5, and I'm going to put another shot here into the E75. And this is what makes this mission so difficult, is despite the fact that you're putting out damage and you're hitting tanks and you're penetrating like you should be, getting those internal modules damaged is extremely difficult. I did upload this replay to wattreplays.com, so it is available for you to download. Unfortunately, that site also doesn't give you the full analysis of the modules that are damaged, but you can see the quantity of modules that are damaged on any given tank. And based on looking at that after the fact, I'm not sure that I actually had 3 modules damaged at this point, and even after killing the C-75, I still don't think that I had the 3 modules damaged. And it really came down to the last shot of the match to put me over this, and you'll see why in just a second. I still have HE loaded, and I'm trying to get into position to hit this T-62A. Now, I think I'm at roughly 6,200 damage at this point, which is pretty good for Jagdpanzer E100. And you can see I'm going to put a huge shot into the side of that T-62A. That actually damaged 4 modules or crew members in that tank, and I suspect that that's the shot that did it for me. So fire AP, load HE after 5K, and you'll get this done.